I'm honored to welcome our next guest, Professor Dharm P.S. Bhavuk. He is Professor of Management and Culture and Community Psychology, University of Hawaii at Manoa, USA. His research interests include indigenous psychology and management and cross-cultural training. He has published more than 110 papers in books chapters and made over 250 presentations internationally. He is a founding fellow of International Academy of Intercultural Research, fellow of Indian Academy of Management, foreign fellow of National Academy of Psychology, India, and was Ed Smith Richardson's junior visiting fellow, Center for Creative Leadership, Greensboro, North California, since 2009 to 2010, and he is the recipient of many awards. So, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to welcome Professor Dharm P.S. Bhavuk.
Can you see me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can see and hear you. You're welcome. Please carry on.
Namaste. I'm assigned to talk about spirituality and productivity. And it's an interesting combination. So we probably need to understand what is spirituality and what is productivity. I want to dive into what we can learn from the Bhagavad Gita right away, and then in the end come back and connect how we become spirituality, how practice of spirituality will make us productive. In the 18th canto of the Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna describes 3 types of karma and 3 types of karta. Niyatam sangarahitam aragadveshatah kritam afal prepsuna karma yattat sattvikam uchyate. So this captures the qualities of a sattvic karma. Yattu kamepsuna karma sahankarena va punah kriyate bahulayasam tat rajasam udahritam. So this captures the rajasic karma. And finally, the tamasic karma is captured in the 25th verse. Anubandham kshayam himsam anapeksha cha paurusham mohat arabhyate karma yat tat tamasam uchyate. And we'll analyze them to get to the spirituality and productivity part. And in the next 3 verses, Sri Krishna talks about the sattvic, rajasic, and tamasic karta. So the sattvic karta is described as mukta sango anahambadi dhriti utsaha samanvitah siddhi asiddhayoho nirvikarah karta sattvika uchyate. The rajasic karta, ragi karma phal prepsur lubdha himsatmako ashuchihi harsha sokanvitah karta rajasah parikirtitah. And the tamasic karta is described as ayukta prakritah stabdhah shatho naiskritak alasah vishadi dirgha sutri cha karta tamasa uchyate. Thanks to Dr. Tomar, I had actually never connected these ideas with productivity and spirituality. So that is his gift to me, to give me the marching order to talk about spirituality and productivity. So I think it will become clear as we analyze the verses how it has relevance for productivity. Keep in mind that practice of spirituality, 1, makes us mindful. 2, it takes stress away. And 3, it provides energy for us to act on whatever we choose to act, and we often choose positive things to do. And this is what will come out from the analysis of these verses. And basically, if we are mindful, stress-free, and full of energy, then we are productive. Otherwise, we have burnout. So this is kind of the final connection, but I would also like to share it up front so that you know how these are connected. Now let's analyze the verses. So the Sattvic Karma and Karta, if we put those two verses together and identify the characteristics, and the reason I am chanting in Sanskrit is because there's a spiritual aspect of it. These verses are spoken by Sri Krishna, and I think listening to them has benefit. Niyatam sangarahitam aragadveshatah kritam afal prepsuna karma yat tata sattvikam uchyate. So if we analyze this verse, we get niyatam, or prescribed, or whatever one has accepted to do. Sangarahitam, without attachment, or agadveshata. So this is actually two part, without likes, without dislikes, and afal prepsuna, afal prepsu, or without desiring the fruits of actions. So when these four characteristics are present, then the work, action becomes sattvika, and it then usually becomes for lok sangra, or for the well-being of other people and the society at large and the universe at large. It's interesting, if that is the karma, then karta should be related, but somehow Sri Krishna decides to give us some more indicators of the karta. Mukta sango anahambadi. So mukta sanga, free of attachment, anahambadi, one who has risen above I did it. Mukta sanga, sango anahambadi, dhriti utsaha samanvita. Now this is my favorite. Dhriti and utsaha samanvita, sattvic activity, sattvic actor has both dhriti and utsaha. I have a practice of meditation, I have a practice of yoga pranayam, and it slows me down. And I remind myself that as a sattvic person, dhriti is good, detachment is good, but utsaha is needed. So if you feel you slow down as a good person, as a sattvic person, remind yourself of this verse 26. So dhriti utsaha samanvita, be patient, be energetic. Siddhi asiddhi nirvikara. So there is no reaction to success or failure. We all get elated when we succeed, and we are feel really down when we fail. But this should not, success, failure should not affect us, our mood. And so that's the 8th criteria. So if we put together these 4 characteristics that Sri Krishna gives for karma, sattvic karma, and the 4 characteristics that he gives for sattvic karta, and I'm going to break down the siddhi asiddhi, so it becomes 11, and I'm going to give you the 11, hopefully. Yes, the 11 are here. Do your prescribed duty, or whatever you have accepted to do. Act without attachment. Act without likes or dislikes. So those are 2. Act without desiring the fruits of action. Act being free of attachment. Rise above I did it. And so that basically cultivating, I mean, the thought I did it comes, so we basically need to cultivate that. Okay, things happen. I did my part, but I'm not the doer. Cultivate patience, dhriti, be energetic, utsaha, and do not react to success or failure. So these become the marching order to cultivate sattvic, becoming a sattvic karta and doing sattvic karma. And if we do this, we won't have burnout, we will be productive, and people will actually like us. In verse 24 and 7, Sri Krishna describes rajasic karma and karta. And if we look at the characteristics, then we get again 10 or 11 marching orders. So in the interest of time, I'm going to give you the 9 characteristics: cultivating nishkamata, chanting Nirvana Shatakam. So these are my recommendation to address some of the issues that Rajasic karma and karta arises. Using our buddhi and vivek, meditating on koham, cultivating nishkamta, sorry it's repeated, cultivating the daivik sampad of aloluptam, ahimsa, shaucham, and also cultivating sthit pragyata. Similarly, when we look at the tamasic karma and karta, we get again 11 characteristics. And here I'm using my freedom to suggest certain things. So anubandham is ignoring the outcomes. For the tamasic karta and tamasic karma, I think we need to cultivate satsang, swadhyay, pranayam, and yoga. And we basically need to cultivate our vivek and buddhi so that we are thinking, we are making our mind, action, thought, speech, action, thought pure, and cultivating ahimsa and cultivating daya. So these are the recommendation for getting rid of tamasic quality and tamasic karma and not becoming a tamasic karta. And if we are able to do that, then we'll be able to act mindfully, stress-free. And I would just if you just want to take one lesson from this presentation, remember dhriti utsaha samanvita. We should be always imbued with dhriti, be patient, think through it. So ups and downs, highs and lows, happiness, joy. I mean, in all that, if we are dhriti samanvita, and then we need utsaha to do the action. My time is up, so I will stop here. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Bhauk, with this amazing accuracy, precision, and with this clinical detachment with the time also. That was amazing.
I know we are back-to-back presentations, so I did not want to.
Your speech was so engrossing that when it rang, even I got a jerk. So that's amazing. Thank you very much, Professor Bhauk. You mentioned about 11 quality characteristics for Sattvic karma, 9 for Rajasic, and 11 again for Tamasic. And as you rightly said, that when you do a Sattvic karma and you are a Sattvic karta, it yields to productivity. And one message that you gave to all of us is dhriti, have patience in all ups and downs of life. Maybe it can be further researched into connecting it with grit, but you gave many such pointers for everybody to continue their research and learning about Bhagavad Gita. Thank you very much. Highly honored.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
On behalf of United Consciousness, I thank Professor Dharam P.S. Bhavuk for coming on to the platform of United Consciousness and sharing his views. Thank you so much.